Welcome to the Civic Leader Podcast. I am Sylvie Leger, and my guest today is Theodia Gillespie. And the topic that we will be discussing is health disparities and the social determinant of health. Before we do that, I'd love to introduce you to my guest, Theodia. Theodia is the president of and chief executive officer of the Quad County Urban League, and she took on this role in 1993 after serving as its education coordinator, director of education, director of employment, and program director. Theodia is a native of Missouri, graduate of Southeast Missouri State University, and you began your career with Quad County Urban League in '84. So, 4 decades of dedication to the mission of Urban League. So, thank you so much for joining. You have a passion for serving clients through education, workforce development. You've transformed the Quad County Urban League into a real affiliate by improving its operation, public perception, but also by really developing collaborative community partnerships and expanding the agency's profile across DuPage, Kane, Kendall, and Will counties. You're an outspoken advocate for equality. You are yourself a leader, and you are on the board of so many regional boards and organizations. And recently, you were appointed as co-chair of Education and Workforce Development Transition Team for the mayor of Aurora. So welcome. You're an innovator, you're forward thinking, and you are so committed to civic life and community. You've received several awards for your outstanding record of service. It's really an honor to have you as a guest on the Civic Leader Podcast. Welcome, Theodia.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, Sylvia. Always glad to work with you. Love what you're doing.
Well, what's interesting is that you were really the catalyst for the policy circle to develop this brief on health disparities and the social determinant of health. At the very beginning, last year, in 2020, at the beginning of the pandemic, actually the world shut down. The day of your organization's summit, a women's empowerment summit, was the day where everything really shut down. I remember it clearly. And then since then, you've been able, like every organization, to pivot and serve your clients differently virtually. And tell us a little bit about the Urban League and specifically the Quad County Urban League. The Urban League is a national organization. It'd be great if you share a little bit about that.
Yes. So we are, again, thank you for inviting me, Sylvia, to be a part of this important discussion. And yes, we are one of 100 Urban League affiliates throughout the country. We are all affiliated with our National Urban League office, which is located in New York. Our affiliate was formed in 1975, and basically that's mirrored with all affiliates throughout the country, working with individuals to provide them the tools, the support that they need to, one, obtain a career and then maintain that career. And that has been expanded by including a number of other things, which includes housing, education programs, and yes, even health initiatives, so that understanding that all these things allow our clients, our residents, to make sure that they can sustain themselves and their family. And what's the best way to do that is to make sure that they have the education, they have housing, and they are healthy enough to be able to maintain those opportunities for themselves and their family. So the Quad County Urban League, where our office is located in Aurora, we, as I mentioned before, started in 1975, and we provide education, advocacy, workforce development, which are mainly our signature programs. And during the pandemic, we realized there was other areas that our residents would need, such as emergency assistant and being able to navigate through this pandemic issue that we had in our communities. And so when you called me and told me that, just wanted to know how we were doing and that we had the Women Empowerment Summit and, where we're going to go from there. And I really appreciate it because it gave me an opportunity to think about how we can utilize our voice to really make an impact of the services that we're providing. So when you talked about pivot, we had to pivot everything in terms of how do we provide that direct services to our clients? How do we make sure that they have the tools and the resources to continue during this difficult time? And so I appreciate your work in the policy circle that impact policy, because that is also a service that we provide in terms of making sure that we have be the voice and provide the kind of initiatives that is important for our communities. So
Yeah, because you, as a leader of the Quad County Urban League, you are very involved with the government entities of
yes,
these counties, and also at the state level, you're really a known quantity and influencing policies that then are impactful, right, to
absolutely.
your clients. So yeah, it was interesting when we talked. You said the virus, the COVID-19 is really impacting communities. Each community is differently, and then you raised the issue, and you're like, we need, as a community, we really need to start paying close attention to our health, and have these open discussions about health disparities, but also how do we improve our health outcome. And this is how it really kind of sparked our interest in developing this brief, and because to give us a language to talk about health and what impacts health outcome. So what I would like to do is what we will be doing is going through a brief that was published by the Policy Circle, and you can find it at thepolicycircle.org. And the brief essentially presents in numbers what are we talking about when we talk about health disparities. What are some of the challenges, areas for reform, and at the end, ways to get involved and what we could do. So what we'll do is we will be going through the brief, reading and discussing and sharing information from the brief so that you can become more informed citizen and members of your business, your community, to really engage in closing this gap and ensuring that everyone in your community is healthy, and as it drives so many other outcomes. So we'll start. I'll just grab a little bit of water.